And good afternoon. A slightly earlier live stream today, and now I'm clearing my throat on the stream. I really should work out all the details. Okay. Can not hear myself again now. Oh, here we go. Alright, welcome back to my live stream. I really should give it a better name than my live stream. But what we are looking for is last week, or on Tuesday, a couple of days ago, we were having a look at challenge 214 from the weekly challenges. And we got through our first question, and I've started tripping up on creating points. And had to run away for other things, unfortunately. But in the meantime, we need to try and answer the last couple of questions. So question 1 was trying to work out, didn't save it, which, there we go, peak was the, what was it, 14th? That one, which peak was the 14th highest, in the state. So what we are looking for now is we are looking for, there we go, which peak is highest, which high peak is closest to an MIRTA site. And what I was tripping over is I haven't actually played with the coordinates appearing in this 33.5 degrees north and 58.8 degrees west type format. Done some research in the last day or so, and if we go up here, our history, we can actually see where to go. I should have actually brought this one up earlier. Let's go. Location degrees. There we go. Yeah. So the degrees, minutes, seconds, that format, this format here, is actually just the normal decimal degrees format that we've got. So, or the decimal degrees format is what we've been given. But I'm not used to reading it as this number, 41.1 degrees north, which is what that is, or degrees south if it's south of the equator. Normally that'd be negative. And that is degrees from the prime meridian. So that format is just the normal. We go back into Alteryx. I thought it was a specific type of projection, but it's actually just a normal latitude and longitude projection, floating point numbers. So what we're going to do is we just need to strip out and just give us those points. And what I want to do is I'm going to go and grab a multi-row formula, multi-field formula, because I want to apply this formula to both the coordinate fields. Yeah, so coordinate 1 and coordinate 2. I don't want to create a new field. But what I'm going to do is I want to strip out that degrees, space, and a letter. I am going to use a function, which function is going to be a string, and we'll grab out I could actually go and find that n and use that as a length function. I'm going to go for good old regex again. I'm going to do it on the current field, and the pattern is going to be that degrees space, and then I want to do alpha. I can never remember what the shorthand for. Actually, I should probably, no, that's going to only work on one field at a time. Any letter, go on there. And it is just going to be one letter. Actually, better than one letter, I'm going to put it in. That's going to be \s, bracket is going to be N or W. Right, and that in the bracket is anything in that group of N or W. And replace it with nothing. Hit run. There we go. So we can now go through, we can update and strip out those coordinates. And we can then clean up, zoom in a second, there we go. The coordinates. So coordinate 2 to remove that leading white space. And that's what our data cleansing tool from last week was doing. Go delete that one. Just for anyone that does come back and watch this, again, it's going to be a little bit shorter this week. I'm only going to go through for half an hour. But we should get through the answers for this now, hopefully. So when I run this as question 2, we get our coordinate points on a map. Let's bring out our base map, Alteryx Lite, there we go. We can now see all those locations. Now, these locations should be in the US. So I think what I've got is, because this was coordinates 2 is in the west, the degrees has gone towards the east. So west should be a negative number. So I need to convert these numbers, these coordinate 2s, let's zoom in a little bit, there we go. So I need to convert coordinate 2 into a negative number to match up with the west. Alright, so formula, I'm going to go coordinate 2, which is going to be coordinate 2 multiplied by negative 1. We need to convert that into a number. Right. And now, so if we were doing this and we weren't sure which direction it was, I'd actually add in some logic onto my multi-field, which says whether it's west. So west should be a negative side, so if we've got the W, multiply it by a negative, otherwise leave it as a positive. And for the coordinate north, you'd have the same thing, only if it was south, you'd make that negative. And now our map should be, there we go, coming out over the US. Alright, so now we can go on to question 2. And what question 2 wanted to find out was which high peak is closest to a meta site. And what we're starting to do now is we're starting to look at the spatial location, so where things are relative to each other. And what we can use is we've got this, where is the find nearest? There we go. Find nearest tool, which will take the closest location to any particular point. We're going to bring that one in here. Oh, I think what we've got now is we're going to use the coordinate points that we've just created are going to be our universe, right? Because they're all the things that we want to match. Because what we actually care about is the closest to a meta site, right? And that is listed on here. They're already a point. So I'm going to put that. Going to come in as my target. So my target is the sites, and the universe is the high point locations. Now when we run that, and it's just going to be a straight line check, see which one is closest in a straight line. We have an error. Why do we have an error? Name's empty. Strange. I think because I hadn't connected anything or opened up the tool, it didn't actually populate the details. There we go. That's better. Right, so we've got our polygons. Now match, we have no matches. Why do we have no matches? Let's have a look at our messages. See, this is kind of saying that there are none of these locations Alright, so that's in the US. So none of these locations are within 20 miles, and doesn't actually say there at all. Right, let's see why. I'm just going to increase that number out to 100. I just want to check. Make sure it's just not a distance issue. Yep, there we go. So we've got them matching now. Yeah, nothing within 20 miles. So that was my issue. So what we want to do is we want to sort this distance in miles from lowest to highest to get our closest, and then our top one is going to be the winner. So we're going to sample. We want to sort first. We want to sort by distance in ascending order. Sample the first one row. And then we can copy. Let's copy those two. Paste them down here. There we go. And we don't want to. Is it going to be our highest peak? I think it is actually. Yep, Munich. 2. Right, let's pop that into container called question 2. Just keep some semblance of organization in this workflow. All right, so that's 2 steps. 2 questions done now. So Munikia. All right, so the last question is how many peaks are closest to a MITR state in a neighboring state? Okay, now okay, so basically if we look at the MIRTA site, meta site, yeah, we'll call it meta. It's closest to a meta site and the state isn't the same, then we're wanting to sum them. So we're still going from this one here. No, because we are looking at the other way around. So now, previously our question was for the meta state, meta site, which peak is closest. We wanted to go the other way around and say which peaks are closest to a meta site. So we want to go, and we still want to find nearest, but this time instead of, we're going to switch around our inputs. We're going to go for our find nearest. This time our create points is going to be our target. So the peak is our target because that's what we're caring about. Our sites are going to be the universe. Again, I'm going to increase that to 100 just to try and get in. I only want 1 peak. So the question is asking how many peaks are closest to a neighboring site. So it's effectively saying which is the closest peak for each site, but when is it not in the same site, in the same state? So what we have now is we've got state of Alabama for Cheha Peak, and its closest view is state territory. So we want to find out, is that state territory Alabama the same as the state? And let's just check, yep. So I've only got 14 matches. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger still. Because we should be getting, 50 records. So, let's see, Arizona, Oklahoma, there we go. Here's the first one. So we're effectively saying for this one here, our state, Arkansas, doesn't equal our state, Oklahoma. So I'm going to bring in filter. I'm going to do a custom filter. In that custom filter, I'm going to convert all the fields into a consistent case. It's probably okay to leave them, but I'm just going to make them all lowercase so I can guarantee it. So I'm going to make it lower case state equals, actually does not equal. So the exclamation mark equals is does not equal. Lowercase state territory, right? And this is saying if they aren't the same, then they want to be kept. There we go. So we should have 30 records. There we go, 30 records. All right, let's summarize that. And I just want to count the number of rows. And that is going to be our answer. Again. Just copy. Oopsie, didn't want to cut that. Paste. Answer is just answer. The formula is going to be number 3. And the last step of all of this is I'm going to bring them all together to a single output, union them together. And this is just for this view in a browse. So we now have our result of, make this full screen. There we go. Go back. We've now got question 1, Guadalupe Peak, question 2, Mauna Kea, question 3, 30. It's a really nice use of things. And once you know what the different formats of coordinates can be, how they can be prepared, we can get there. The only real challenge with this one is working that bit out. I'm going to make that disappear. There we go. Take my print screen. Cool. And save that into our folder. Save as 14. All right. That's that one. And that one back. Okay. So that's exercise 214 is done. We'll put that in the books. I'll post these up off camera. We don't really need it on camera here. 206. Yep, check 207. Did I finish 207? Yep, 207 is complete. Let's go and do challenge 206. 206 is hotel reservations. There we go, that one there. Oh, that is not page 1. There we go, page 1. All right. Calculate the average hotel stay and count the number of hotel reservation IDs for all hotel reservations not cancelled, at least 1 day in length. All right, so we'll make that one out then. Let's just double click on our zip file or our package file. Yes, I want to import it. Yes, I am going to call that rather than start file. Let's just leave it in there. No. It does annoy me a little bit that it doesn't let you import it into that folder location. Just have to put up one folder and then save it again. Alright, especially as there is basically nothing in this either. Okay, so we have a reservation ID, we have an arrival year, month, and day, the arrival date, day of month, status, I'm guessing the status, spelt wrong. Let's go and plug my mouse in. There we go. You can be quiet again. There we go. Cancelled is spelt wrong. Lovely. But the reservation status date. Okay. So we have reservations cancelled. We have reservations checked in. All right. So modify from original source. So I'll demand. That's fine. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do. Don't care about the week number. Looking at the arrival date, month, day. All right. So I want to combine that into, turn it into a proper date field. Right. I'm just going to call it date. It will be date object, and it will be a date time class. Where we go? PPP. There we go. So the format is going to be the arrival date, right? The arrival year plus arrival month plus arrival day of week. The format, whoopsie, undo. Format going to be percent year percent. Ooh, is it B? Capital B? Is it capital B? Just scroll. Yeah, August. Capital B. I'm pretty sure capital B is the full month, but we can confirm that in a second. And percent D. Close bracket. There we go. Yep. So I can see if we zoom in, my preview saying 07 when it's working out the B. So the percent capital B is a specifier for the month in words, and it's a full one. If it was a lowercase b, it would just be the first 3 letters. Okay, so when we run that, we get a date coming through as a number. There we go. So the next bit we want to do, we need to find out for each reservation, a reservation status, when that status happened, when they're planning to get. Okay. So let's see how this works. So we want to do a crosstab. We're going to group it by the reservation ID. I'm also going to group it by date, so I want that to appear as well. I want the reservation status to be a column. header, go. Alright, so I think I also need counting value, which will be my new column called count 1 byte. There we go. And the value that's going to come back will be that count. Sum. It should output, there we go. Perfect. So date is when they checked in, cancelled as if they cancelled it. Okay, so that should be, so instead of doing a count, we should actually have status date. Reservation status date is the day that we do it. So that should populate. Oh, I think I did that wrong. I need to concatenate multiple values. There we go. Okay. So we now have, so when they don't cancel or no-show, we're good. There should only be one of those options. And what we're trying to work out is we only care, let's see, reservations that were calculate the average hotel stay and count the number of reservation IDs for all hotel reservations that were not cancelled and at least 1 day in length. I'm not sure what they wanted with those no-shows. I think that's interesting. But probably didn't actually need to do that, so I could just filter out the cancels. Let's just go on this sideways. Let's see. Status does not equal cancelled. And then I want to have the date difference between date and reservation status date. Now I'll just calculate that separately. I could do I could probably do this as part of a single formula, but I'm going to do it separately in two columns. It wants to be probably a double, could be an could have been an integer, but we'll have a look. So day 1 is going to be the status date. No, day 1 is date. Day 2 is going to be comma reservation status date, and the unit will be days. No, it is the wrong way around. I always get that wrong way around. But we want to take U for that. So it's the end date first, then the start date. It's different between Tableau and Alteryx, so I never remember it off the top of my head. Here we go. So the length of stay is less than 1 day. Now, it's at least 1 day. Yeah. So with a date calculation, if it's less than a full day, it'll truncate to 0. If it's more than a full day, then it'll truncate to whatever. It truncates the value rather than. Yeah. So if they check in and out on the same day, it'll come back 0. If they check in out on a different day, it'll come back as 1. So that 1 day stay, and a little bit, see that 1 day stay will account. Now I want to go down and find one of those no-shows. See it? Here we go. No-show, yeah. Okay, so the no-shows will be taken care of by being less than a day, so that's fine. Let's zoom back out. So we want to filter where length of stay is greater than or equal to 1. Cool. The last thing we want to do is within each month, what we're looking at. Average hotel stay and the number of reservations, all hotel reservations not cancelled in at least 1 day. And yeah. So we want to look at that. So for each month, it's the average length of stay and the number of reservations. So we can transform that with a summarize. And we can take the month, group by, all that month. We can take our length of stay. We can take the average of that length of stay. And that there we go. Average length of stay. And finally, I just want to count the number of reservation IDs. And we call that one number of reservations. There we go. We should have right. In order to do a quick check a quick and easy check, I'm going to join these. Oops, I didn't mean to do undo. Undo. No. Here we go. Review there. I'm going to join by the month. And what I want to check with a test tool in the developer test, add a test of expression is true, and that expression is going to be length of stay equals length of stay. Now, I suspect this will probably fail because it's a floating number, and they're always a bit finicky, so I might have to do a little bit of rounding on that, but we'll see how it works. And no res, true for all records, and that is going to be number of reservations equals number of reservations. And that's running, there we go. Yeah, I figured the length of stay would fail, but it didn't give me an error for the number of reservations. What I'm going to do, go back, preparation, I am going to, let's just have a check, yeah, it's because of the rounding that it's going to do. I'm going to round that to, let's go 6 decimal places. If it goes anything less than that, then I've got bigger problems. So multi-field, length of stay, don't copy, don't change it. I want to round current field. And the way that Alteryx does their format is it's basically typing in what you're seeing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want 4 decimals, and the last one is an integer of is a multiple of 1. So when you round it, it's going to be rounding to any multiples of that number. Right, so it's a multiple of 0.00001. All right, And when we round it to 5 decimal places, we are good. Right. And that is our two workflows. I'm going to pop my browser in here to finish. And the second one is a relatively simple one, nice and easy. But it's just thinking through the process of what we're trying to check and what we're trying to account for. There we go. Weekly challenge number 206 is done. Let's go save that. Save to 206. Folder 206. Save. Close. File. Save as. Browse. There we go. Into mission. Yeah. All right. And thank you all for watching today's session. And until next time, thank you.